Welcome back to the Donovan K Show here on Radio on Fire. And I'm glad to be here for one. A lot of news to talk about. We got the song of the day later on and Showbiz Daily segments coming up. The White House, their handling of the coronavirus cases contradicts Trump's message about opening the country back up. For those that don't know, there is a COVID-19 outbreak in the White House. Of course, the president's ready to open the country back up. The president's telling people that everything's okay, that it's all good. The narrative that he is painting, that it's safe to open up the country, all of his supporters out, and he wants to make everything back to normal and get our country back open again. And people want to do that, but the time is not now. Clearly, there's some type of message being sent because there's an outbreak in the White House. And he's telling people that testing's not that important, yet he's testing everybody that comes in there. Which is how they found out about this outbreak. Now, news of 3 top health officials, all members of the coronavirus task force, self-quarantining in some form after President Trump's valets and another West Wing aide tested positive for the coronavirus. I mean, this jars Trump's desire to move on from this pandemic and act like it's over with. It is not over with. It is not over with by a long shot. And the president's course is going crazy, and he wants things to be back to normal. Why does he want things to be back to normal? Because of the election. That's why. So these latest developments posed a very essential question. If people around Donald Trump are not protected, and the White House is supposed to be the most highly secured workplace in the country, if people in the White House are not safe from the coronavirus, how is your town safe? How is your job safe? How is where you live safe if the president is not even safe in the White House? Answer that for me. It's not safe there. It's not safe where you live. It's not time to open the country back up. Trump knows this, and he's worried, which is why he's been going on a Twitter rant. He knows that his aides contracting the virus undercuts his message that the outbreak is fading. It's clear. And Trump has tried all kinds. He's been tweeting like a crazy maniac, which is what he is, crazy maniac. But many people following this crazy maniac. And speaking of people following a crazy maniac, Mike Pence first was going to self-quarantine after his exposure to, the aides in the White House who have coronavirus. But now he is not going to be self-quarantining, and he is in the White House today, the vice president, going back and forth about this. Of course, Trump going crazy when it was revealed that Pence was going to self-quarantine. But his spokesperson says that the vice president will continue to follow the advice of the White House medical unit and not in quarantine. And is not in quarantine. And this is the advice of the White House medical unit. You don't want to take their advice. Aides in the White House are getting coronavirus. So, you know what I mean? But they continued. Additionally, Vice President Pence has tested negative every single day and plans to be at the White House tomorrow. I tell you, if the president or the vice president get coronavirus, Nancy Pelosi takes over, right? If they have to go in quarantine, both of them in quarantine. Oh, President Trump he would just be beside himself. This announcement comes, of course, after the White House continues to urge governors to begin reopening their states, right? And when to begin reopening their states, but yet the White House. And I know reporters are going to be really nervous about their exposure. Now, the current staffs and officials recognize this contradiction. It is clear and it's obvious. I'm sure it's not going to be, well, I'm not saying I'm sure, but they probably don't want to have any press conferences for the next few days, because this is going to come up and it'll be very interesting to hear how the president continues to spin this clear contradiction. This White House enhances protocols to prevent coronavirus, but they're telling you at the same time, at the same token, it's okay for you to open up in your city. Florida, Georgia, craziness. In other news, Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, has now reversed his earlier statements, and he's saying that all nursing home staff must be tested for COVID twice a week. And this Governor Cuomo issued a series of new rules for nursing homes. Nursing homes definitely a hub for the spread of the COVID-19 virus, and they're trying to curb this. They're trying to protect the health and safety of the state's most vulnerable population, and that is people, elderly folks in nursing homes. So since the start of this pandemic, more than 5,300 New Yorkers living in nursing homes have died from this virus. Okay, and that's according to the Associated Press. Governor Cuomo announced the change on social media, and he said that all nursing home staff must now be tested twice a week. This rule is not optional; it is mandatory. We are not going to send a person who is positive to a nursing home after a hospital visit, period. If there's any issue, the resident must be referred to the Department of Health, which will find alternative care. This coming from Governor Cuomo. So last week, New York State reported that more than 1,700 previously undisclosed deaths at nursing homes and adult care facilities, in a tally that included, for the first time, people believed to have been killed by the coronavirus before their diagnosis could be confirmed. So numbers are clearly higher. Now, people that think that the coronavirus is a hoax, they're gonna, talk crazy about that. But in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, the impact of the coronavirus continues to grow, and it is really a something that we have to watch and understand that businesses are going to change. Businesses are changing forever. Service-based businesses, it's really time to focus on customer service. It's time to focus on essential items, food, things like that. So these restaurants that are allowed to open, and stores, these are the ones who I'm assuming would be the good ones, right? The ones that are sticking around. Some industries are not going to come back. I don't know how this is going to affect the entertainment industry. As far as parties, don't know when that's coming back. Big parties, promoters, big trouble. Sporting events and sports is trying to make a comeback. They had a UFC event over the weekend with no spectators, so you had a gate of 0, but Dana White said that it was still a success. NASCAR is coming back next week. They're going to be running shows. The NFL has announced its schedule, and we're going to see what happens, and all that good stuff. Listen to the Diamond K Show here on Radio on Fire. Of course, hit me up, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at the Diamond K Show, of course, at Radio on Fire. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Showbiz Daily segment. Stay tuned. You listen to the Diamond K Show. More after this.
Do you have a business, product, or event that you need to promote to men and women ages 23 to 44? If so, Radio on Fire can help you do it with one of our promo packages. Our broadcasts reach over 150,000 people per month. Sponsorship for one or all of our radio programs can include live mentions, social media posting, commercials, and more. Visit radioonfire.com/advertise to find out more about a promo package that fits your needs. Rates start as low as $50. If you want to reach men and women ages 23 to 44, log on now, radioonfire.com.
Welcome back. Showbiz Daily segment. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. So over the weekend, we had this epic, long-awaited, anticipated, I don't want to say long-awaited, but awaited competition between Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. Nikki's in the building. How you doing, Nikki?
Good.
So you listened, watched this love fest between this is what you said you wanted. So last week you said 50 Cent and Ja Rule were too angry to have one of these. There's got to be a camaraderie there, right?
Right.
And you said Trina and Kaya couldn't do this for a number of reasons.
Right.
So what did you think about these two ladies who are almost in love?
Well, I mean, there are some pros and cons to last night. Okay. So I love the camaraderie between the two ladies. That was awesome.
Clearly camaraderie there.
I love both of their work. They, you know, I love their songs. They're very talented. And you know, and some of the songs that I forgot about, it helped me remember some of the songs I forgot about, and it also helped me be interested in some of the songs, especially from Jill Scott, that I didn't know about or hadn't heard. However, it was their love fest comments. I mean, it took on a life of its own. Like, they should have really cut the comments down to a minimum. We would have been able to get more music in. I
don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fans spoke because the numbers were at what, 600K or something.
Well, 700.
Yes, okay, 700K, and the longer and longer it went on, the lower and lower the numbers got. People started to drop off. So you know, yeah. So pros and cons. Yeah. But overall, I'd give it an 8.
Or you give it an 8.
Yeah.
You know, there was one point where Jill Scott said, you know, do this for me and I'll rub your feet. And Erykah Badu was like, when? And so she's like, you gonna do it now? And so she's like, well, you know, I'm in Dallas. You know, you're in Dallas. I'm all the way up, you know, Philly, wherever. You know, and it was very interesting watching the ladies. Clearly, Jill is a fan of Erykah.
Yeah, definitely.
Another funny moment was the Teddy Riley echo.
Yeah, that was
Michelle Obama in the building. You know, you know, take that swipe at Teddy Riley. Erykah was doing a lot though. She was doing a lot.
She had the karate scene in the back.
Yeah, Bruce Lee in the background.
Okay, can you tell me why she did? Why did she have that? Was that so when she stepped away, people would have something to look at? I mean, I didn't exactly know what the purpose of it was.
You didn't know the significance of Bruce Lee?
No, can you tell me, please? Just
I mean, I guess you know what Bruce Lee is. You
She
know,
likes
the
Bruce.
hood likes Bruce Lee.
I mean, okay.
You grew up with kung fu movies on.
I did, but I wasn't playing in the background of my set, though. That's like if I was. Come on, no. But it did, I guess, give us something else to look at.
It helped relax her.
Off doing her shenanigans to the side or whatever.
Yeah. It was very interesting. Very, very interesting. I did enjoy it, and you know, it was something to see. Both the ladies, very, very, very good singers, great singers.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. Now, just a question. So Monica was like, "Oh my God, I can't go here again," and you know, just being drama queen. Jill Scott and Erykah Badu had been pitted against each other. They referenced that.
They did,
and they referenced that they didn't let it, you know, destroy them or anything like that. They've talked and they're friends. And why couldn't we have something? Why can't these iron out things? Why can't Brandy and Monica do the same thing? They're grown women.
well, clearly they're not as mature as Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. They're definitely not on that level. But we talk about Monica, but I don't really think Brandy commented either. So maybe they both feel the same way. Ray J was the one who put it out there, so maybe, I don't know, Brandy hasn't commented. But I think it would be good for the both of them. Just like Jill Scott and Erykah Badu would help people remember Monica's songs and promote Brandy's new song that's out. So I don't know why they would think it would be a bad thing though.
Yeah, and you mentioned Ray J, and so Princess, his wife of 3 years and some change, filed for divorce. Mm-hmm. She's about done with Ray J
and his shenanigans
and his shenanigans, as you say. So they had a baby in January.
Yeah, he's so cute.
And it's unfortunate. I hate to see a family break up, but if she doesn't want to be married anymore and he doesn't act like he wants to be married anymore, what are we doing this for? Just for the kids? Right. I mean, it's probably time. A lot of these relationships that are under the microscope of the public are doomed if the people are not strong enough to withstand the scrutiny.
Well, I just think Ray J is a screw up. That I don't even.
Ray J screw up.
Yeah, if he just he needs to mature. You are a dad and you're a husband. Some things. When is all of that gonna kick in first before your vanity or your urges or whatever the heck you want to call them that make you want to fool around with other women? And I'm not even saying sexually. I mean, it could be anything from a text to a perception of fooling around. When are you going to grow up to the level where you're like, I'm not even going to put myself in that situation because it's going to look like I did something. It's time for him to grow up. And I don't necessarily know if that's a in front of the camera thing. I think even if the cameras weren't on, he'd be the same way. It's because he is Ray J. You know what I'm saying? Because of his popularity. I think that's more so what it is.
So why get married at all?
I agree. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, maybe because his parents are married. They've been married for a long time. And, people want to emulate what they see. So maybe he felt like he had to.
Yeah, but then all of the, like you said, the antics go against. I'm sure his father didn't do the same antics that Ray J's doing, right? So you want to emulate. If
well, we don't know though. His father wasn't under a microscope.
His father wasn't on social media,
right?
So that's what I'm saying. So it's not the same thing.
We don't know what happened to them in their younger lives before they got there.
Well, we wasn't in Studio 54 when he was getting the power. The cocaine was dropping from the ceiling. On to some sad news. We saw the passing of Andre Harrell, who was a big music executive starting Uptown Records, which brought us the likes of Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Heavy D and the Boys. For those that remember Father MC, Soul for Real, Diddy, of course. Biggie was signed there at one time, and even though Andre Harrell eventually fired Diddy, Diddy actually hired Andre Harrell later on, and the two were good friends. Did I say Albie Shore as well?
Your brother, your cousin
on Uptown. In that on Uptown. Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on Andre Harrell? Were you aware of who this gentleman was?
Now I will say I have to be honest that I didn't have an in-depth knowledge of who Andre Harrell was, but I mean I definitely had heard of him, and who he had been affiliated with. But Lisa Ray kind of brought me to almost shed a little tear when I saw her on Instagram, her live on Instagram. She talked about I didn't know that. Well, I wasn't familiar with the fact that her and Andre Harrell were really good friends. We all should know Lisa Ray from the Players Club. That's her, initial, I guess, claim to fame. Sure. She also did, she was on All of Us. And then one of my favorite shows, she was on Single Ladies. They need to bring that back. But she was saying how she would miss him dearly and how he always told her that she definitely should have been further or
a
have
larger
done more,
star.
a bigger star than what she was. So, and she always valued him for, you know, his kind thoughts and his friendship. So
yeah,
really
yeah. So definitely also losing Betty Wright, singer. Tonight is the Night, you know that song? Clean Up Woman.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got more? You got more lyrics? Yeah, so that was yeah, but I mean it's definitely I noticed that a lot of our legendary entertainers are passing away.
Yeah. And I mean, it's sad, like, I mean, unfortunately they're recycling somewhat, for lack of better terms. They're recycling out.
Cycling out.
Cycling.
Not recycling.
Right.
Yeah.
Cycling out. Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's sad. You know, it's really sad. Because I don't think we have I guess those people with that kind of star power, star power, right? That they had to kind of not fill their shoes, but keep it going to continue those types of legacies. I don't know if
you don't think that we have enough.
I don't know if we have those type people.
Yeah.
Or, you know, enough of them.
Yeah.
I mean, quite few of them are leaving. So I don't know if we have enough of them to, you know, kind of
replace,
fill in. No, I don't want to replace, but just kind of fill in. You know, jump in there.
Yeah, I got you. Definitely. But a lot of these stars are making their own legacies, and they're not going to sell as many records, and the songs are not going to be as legendary, but you know, do your thing. You won't
remember them in 5 years. They're not memorable. You'll be like, who was that? No.
All right, so Showbiz Daily, of course, talking entertainment and the such. Thank you, Nikki. Will you be back for another segment in the future?
Sure.
Or you're done? You're done. Okay.
I'll be back.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so when we come back, we'll be back with the song of the day. Stay tuned.
Do you have a business, product, or event that you need to promote to men and women ages 23 to 44? If so, Radio on Fire can help you do it with one of our promo packages. Our broadcasts reach over 150,000 people per month. Sponsorship for one or all of our radio programs can include live mentions, social media posting, commercials, and more. Visit radioonfire.com/advertise to find out more about a promo package that fits your needs. Rates start as low as $50. If you want to reach men and women ages 23 to 44, log on now, radioonfire.com.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here. And I said on the other side, we want to get into the song of the day. And that is Betty Wright, Clean Up Woman. Talked a little bit about Betty Wright on the other side. And the Clean Up Woman song is probably Betty Wright's most popular song. Of course, Betty Wright passing away over the weekend. It's from 1971. And it is from her second album called I Love the Way You Love. The album came out in 1972. The single came out in 1971, produced by Clarence Reed and Willie Clark. It was it was a monster. It has a very distinctive guitar, and it was played by Willie Hale. It's over 1 million copies sold of that back in the 70s. It was the 49th song that came out in the 70s as far as the rankings. And Betty Wright is known for that song. Of course, she recently passed away. The song has been sampled at least 32 times in other songs. Chance the Rapper sampled it. Mary J sampled it in Real Love. It is it's a hit. It's a hit. The guitar riff and different elements of the song. And as far as Betty Wright, she is definitely underrated. She was underrated as a singer, underrated as a performer. She is definitely going to be missed. Tonight is the Night was another popular song by by this late singer. And for you younger people, I definitely encourage you, listen to this song. It is a classic. It is Betty Wright, and it is called Clean Up Woman. Song of the day here on the Diamond K Show. And I will be back tomorrow, of course. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at the Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. New episodes of the program drop daily. Of course, if you want to catch up on the episodes, youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. I'll see you guys tomorrow.